Hi, I'm Erica Reid with ericareidloveskids.com. It's Allergy Awareness Week, and here today we have Abby, who is a mother of two precious, beautiful girls, and they both have food allergies. So let's speak to Abby and hear a little bit about her story and how she can bring more awareness to all of us out there. Hi Abby.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Everything's great, thank you.
So you have two girls.
Yes.
How old?
They're 16 and 14.
Were they born with food allergies?
They were born with food allergies.
Do you have food allergies?
No, but my sister does.
Does your husband?
No.
So your husband does not have food allergies, you do not have food allergies, both of your daughters do have food allergies.
They're both anaphylaxis. They're both highly life-threatening allergic to peanuts. My older one went to an ice cream store when she was about 2.5, 3, and pointed to the peanut butter chips for her topping. She didn't know what it was, and so they put it on her ice cream, and shortly after she tasted it, she started coughing and vomiting and crying and didn't know how to express herself, and I knew something was very wrong. My younger one at 2 years old was in a nursery program, and they handed her something called a Bomba snack, and it looks like cheese doodles, but the first ingredient is peanut. And they said she didn't even eat it, she just touched it and must have touched her mouth, and she broke out in hives right away, and all the symptoms progressed very rapidly, and she was rushed to the hospital. So I figured maybe that was something that she shouldn't have again, but I took her to like a local doctor that didn't understand, I don't think either, how, to instruct his patients what to do and how serious it really was. So
was she tested from this doctor?
Yes, through the skin. It was sort of like, yes, she's allergic, take this, but it didn't seem as serious as it should be. And then when my other daughter had her reaction, that's when we went to some serious doctors, because I saw what could really happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were both, prescribed the EpiPen and carry EpiPen, Benadryl wherever they go.
How do they handle it?
Well, my girls carry pocketbooks, and they always have since they're young. And in the pocketbook they have a kit, and they have everything that they would need. The Benadryl, and they have their EpiPens, they have restaurant cards, they have...
What's a restaurant card? A
restaurant card shows their allergies, a picture of them. They could hand it to the waiter could bring it back to the chef. And it's good that it has their photo on it, because it could go through a few different hands, and the waiter can see, and it states all their allergies. It's a very good thing to have when you go. And we're gonna do it in Spanish also when we go to Spain, because they speak Spanish.
Wait, have you ever traveled out of the country?
They've been asking. One of them has been asking.
To go to Spain?
Well, she takes Spanish in school, and she says, like, I really want to go out of the country.
And you never left because they have food allergies? Afraid of what? What's the
comfort zone? The language, the comfort zone, knowing what you're eating, knowing where the hospitals are.
If I can just offer a little piece of advice, they have hospitals where you're going, and I know that's the last thing you want to do is be in a foreign hospital. Mm-hmm. I totally understand it. But keep in mind, food allergies, they're on the rise. So in Spain, there's other people, there's other children with food allergies. Mm-hmm. And so you're not going somewhere extremely remote where you won't be able to get help. Okay, so you have traveled in the country with their food allergies. Mm-hmm. How did you travel? Did you pack anything? Did you
for the airplane, we always pack our own food and our own snacks, because I don't want to be up there and have a problem. And there are certain airlines, when you book your reservation, if you tell them you're allergic to peanuts, they will not serve any peanuts on the plane. The key is educating them to educate others. I think that's the big key. The restaurant owners, the people they're with, their boyfriends, they can't eat nuts, they can't eat shellfish.
So you have children that are obviously kissing.
Yes.
So how does that work?
Well, according to doctors, and we ask every year, that their boyfriends can't ingest the food that they're allergic to, especially peanuts, because peanut residue, unlike something like milk, would stick to your teeth. Like, there could be particles of peanuts left in your mouth for up to 24 hours. So basically, if either girl is in a relationship, they kind of have to say, I mean, I'm happy to go out with you and date you, but you have to really be on the no peanut contract.
So not all of us have children where we've had, 12 years and 14 years to live with this. Someone right now is coming home with a new test saying their child is allergic, or tomorrow they're gonna find out. They may have made it 5 years in life without an allergy, and all of a sudden they're somewhere eating and they're not prepared. What's your advice to that person?
Definitely find the medical group that you're comfortable with to educate you in terms of the medication and the testing. That's a given. Definitely the safety kit in the pocketbook, and always having a pocketbook. There's no questions asked. They are not allowed to go anywhere without the pocketbook.
Are any of your girls airborne to peanuts? And airborne meaning if there's peanuts open somewhere in the air and a person walks in, they have a reaction.
That's an interesting question. We've been to a lot of movie theaters or Broadway shows where people sitting next to them will be eating peanut M&Ms, and it's very upsetting. According to the doctors, usually it really couldn't happen in their situation where, they'd get sick from that unless it touched them and it touched their eyes or their mouth. But it's so upsetting and scary that the smell of the peanuts upsets them and can cause slight anxiety and uncomfortableness.
Is there anything that you do in your school?
Well, I have educated my school a lot over the past 5 years, and they're very receptive, but I felt like before I got there they didn't really understand. My daughter was in a science class last year and had an experiment, and they passed out Reese's Pieces as part of the experiment and jelly beans, and she can't be in a room with Reese's Pieces all over the desks. She left the classroom. She raised her hand and said, "I'm sorry, but I can't stay here now." I wouldn't call it bullying, but she was set apart and she couldn't participate in the academic experiment.
So she was ostracized,
kind
in other
of,
words.
yes.
And see, this
They didn't mean to, but,
Right, but
it's if you're not educated and you don't understand food allergies, they just think, oh yeah, we're going to use the peanut thing, the jelly beans, whatever. So she's had situations like that. I think educating the staff is really important, and this year our school did something great. My kids made a video and they showed it at the teacher training before the school began, and it showed the whole school. The whole entire faculty watched this video. So sometimes I'll say to one teacher, "Do you know my child?" They're like, "Oh yes, they did the food allergy video." So immediately they could be identified like that, and they learned things that they never knew before if they never had a student with food allergies. And they spoke for quite a while about life in a school with food allergies and things that are important to them and safe for them.
And that's what this is about. It's about bringing awareness on such an epidemic that's affecting our children. You have kids that go to school and their parents think they're coming home, but because someone shared their snack with them at recess, that kid didn't make it home. That's it. That was the end of their lives. So we have to make ourselves more aware. We have to educate the teachers. We have to educate the schools. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Erica with ericareidloveskids.com. It's Allergy Awareness Week. Make yourself more aware. Remember, we're all moms striving to do better.